Hello guys, what's going on? This is Toby Griffiths here, and I'm here to commentate for Sync Motorsport versus ABR Esports. Yeah, I was just like bored and in a few lobbies with the guys and asked if they needed a commentator, so here I am. I'm by myself today. This is obviously a last minute thing, but yeah. I need to message Bull Raps. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find a so I can actually message him on ABR Raps. Here we go. Twitch, go onto Twitch. Right, so yeah, so at the moment it's just qualifying, so it's short qualifying at France, Austria and Britain, with the races for each of them being held next week. There's just a way to split it out. I know Sync have done this in the past with their 1v1 versus EOL, for example. Back when I was part of the team, and we narrowly missed out to them. But it's still been close nonetheless, and I reckon it could be close between these two teams today. I'm looking forward to commentating over it, you know? Is this a wet qualifying that I see? Seems dry at the moment, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too dry at the moment. 14 drivers, so let's give a recap on both driver lineups. We've got ABR Evans, ABR Vittino, ABR Sitsi, ABR Murphy, ABR Jasper, ABR Stubbsy, and XHRC for ABR Esports. Then we've got Sync Buckley, Sync Unfazed, Fingerboy, Sync John MH, Sync Dyslexic, Sync R Exclusive, and Sync Dasher representing Sync Motorsport. Been quite a few setup changes and people not coming out early, so that suggests to me there's a change in weather potentially coming now. At least this way it will allow people to focus fully on qualifying, and it means that they won't have to put on a race setup or worry about tyre wear. Just go flat out throughout the session. Yes, I have my camera angle that nobody seems to like. Who is first out on track? I believe it's ABR Stubbsy. This is the track where he claimed his first win in FRL back in Season 9. He almost took the title in Season 10, went down to the wire against VRT Fury Adapt, with the latter coming out on top. But anyway, here today, he's preparing on his outlap. It should be a close one between these two teams. I mean, I don't know quite a few of them personally, but I know they're both fantastic teams. Full of some brilliant drivers. Like Jasper on his day can be extremely quick. Same as Evans and Stubbsy, but then you've got people like John MH, R Exclusive over on Sync, so it's definitely going to be a close one here. It's not going to be easy fought between these two teams. It looks like one of the Red Bulls is coming up to ABR Stubbsy. But let's go on board with him then for the first lap of ABR versus Sync. He comes around the final corner, third, fourth gear, DRS wide open, down the home straight. 8th gear, sticking as much as you can to the right hand side. Take as much curb as you can and straighten out the car for turn 2. Not the best run through there by ABR Stubbsy, with a good first sector nonetheless. It's important not to invalidate it there, but to carry as much speed as you can through this low speed section. Let the car run out wide through here, get the best exit possible for this long back straight. Stubbsy doesn't do, he loses the car here. But still a good first sector nonetheless. DRS wide open down the back straight, reaching speeds of about 205, 206 miles per hour, braking hard for this weird chicane. Important to get a good exit because then this straightens the car for this next part of the lap. So 48.9 through the middle sector, we'll have to see how that compares later on in the lap. It's important to scrub off the line as much as you can through there. Takes as much curb as you can. Use as much of the track as possible. On the right hand side, loses the rear end of the car there into that tricky braking zone. And now he's only got 2 more corners to go. One of the most challenging for tyre wear, this one. And then the hairpin left to go. Get a good exit as possible. But flat to the floor now. DRS, hot lap, everything you can get. And it's a 27.8 here from ABR Stubbsy. Closely followed by Vitinho in P2, who's gone with a 28.0. Line will be ABR, who just about claim positions. H goes a further half a second back from him. There you go. Think unfazed now, slotting into P4 and Dasher P6. Stands. It's ABR 1, 2, 3. Sync 5, 6, 7, 8 as XHRC goes on to provisional pole in his Renault with a 1:27, 6, 7, 6. The quickest graphic designer I know, according to his bio. And at the moment it's the quickest on track here in this event. Don't count out some of the people though. ABR Jasper, who's on his out lap. Is there anybody on a lap? Fingerboy comes to finish his lap. And as it comes across the line, what lap time is it going to be here? He goes P9 with a 28.394. Nobody else is coming on a lap except for ABR Jasper, who's about to start one. It's a tricky circuit to get right, France, especially with all the places where you can invalidate here, but once you get it right, it's such a rewarding track. Not using all the curb on the inside of turn 1. Let the car run out wide through turn 2, use as much of the track as possible, but he's invalidated it there in sector 1, unfortunately for him. We see our exclusive and ABR Evans on their outlaps at the moment. Yeah, so at the moment, out of everyone who set their laps, Sync isn't doing well. ABR is dominating this as it stands. A lot of the Sync guys I do know have retired and come back to racing, like our exclusive John MH, Buckler, and I'm pretty sure Dyslexic too. They've all retired from league racing recently and come back. So that might just be what it is at the moment. A bit of inconsistency coming back to form. Nice work from Stubbsy, who's glitching. So let's see ABR Evans then in the Ferrari. Personally, my favourite engine sound. Alfa Romeo is my favourite car this game. Interestingly, sticking it in second and not first through that final corner. I'll give you an audio shot of his lap here then, from the off-board shot. Coming through turn 1, uses that curb, the elevation change, let it ride over to the left-hand side. Such a satisfying camera angle, this one. Not using all of that inside curb, but it straightens the car up. Let the car run out left, 21.7 first sector, that's good from Evans. Straighten off this run as much as you can down the long back straight, and he's going to get slipstream here from Sitsi. In the Williams, his ABR teammate doing him wonders here in this middle sector. Important to get a good exit as possible from here. 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th gear now. We'll see his progression through the middle sector. He's on a good lap so far. This could definitely be good enough for provisional pole position as it stands. Coming through Lebose here, which is very punishing on the tyres, but he floors that really well. It's important to straighten up the exit of this corner as well. There's a lot of very important exits on this track. We're coming through the penultimate corner now, sticking as close to the left-hand side as he can. Now, finally, get as good exit from the final corner as he can. DRS wide open, foot flat to the floor, absolutely pinned towards the line, and ABR Evans takes provisional pole position ahead of HRC. And Jasper just goes ahead of him in P1, so it's still ABR 1 to 6. Only one ABR member yet to set a lap. That's ABR Murphy. By the looks of it, he's on pace to go just below XHRC, I reckon, about P4. I think need to pull something out the bag here, because if they can't improve from this, they're going to be looking at filling out all of the lap spots on the grid. I'm not sure how it quite works with tyres here. I have been drafted in basically last minute. All that's a huge lock up there for Murphy at the end of his lap. And same into the final corner. That wasn't the best final sector as he loses it out of the final corner. It looks like he's lost a lot of time there as he goes with the 28.4. His final sector really let him down there. As we see Dasher over 4.5 tenths up on his lap. 7 tenths up now. So this had put him just above his teammate Buckley, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it doesn't matter how many laps the guys do on this tyre, because the race isn't until next week. Dash using a lot of turning there. To that left-hander. Coming through the penultimate corner, he's going to be careful he's not blocked here with dirty air. Final corner, a bit lock up. It straightens the car nicely on the exit. DRS wide open. Where is this going to be for Singh Dasher? P7. So he's the best Singh driver at the moment, but still not good enough to puncture the ABR 1 to 6 that we can see here right now. Absolutely stellar performances from all the guys. Looks like ABR Murphy's going for another lap, is he? No, he's run out of fuel. How about Fingerboy though? What can he do now? Coming through the final corner, the XFRA person gets a nice exit out of the final corner. DRS wide open, keeping the shortest run to the finish line, and he replaces Vitono and goes into P7. Also, I didn't see, guys, sorry, Dyslexic has gone into P5, so that ABR wall is starting to be punctured now. It's still a 1 to 4, but Sync of getting into a few of those positions, which will be crucial for them at the start of the races next week. Is anybody on a lap? At the moment, XHISC isn't. Fitzy isn't, neither is Fingerboy. Yeah, so nobody currently on a lap. There's just the ABR Jasper then, the current pole sitter. FRL GP2 Season 9 champion. That went right down to the wire with me and him. Personal matters aside, he's doing it tremendously in this qualifying session at the moment to lead for Team ABR Esports ahead of XHRC by just over a tenth. He's got to be careful here though that he doesn't hold up Fingerboy. Although I've just remembered that Fingerboy isn't actually on a lap. I'll turn everything off here and give you an off-board lap with Mr. ABR Jasper. But as quick as Vittino matches Jasper's time for provisional pole position, Jasper comes around the final corner to set another flying lap, and he goes and reclaims that pole position spot by over 1/10 of a second to anybody else. He almost loses it there. I don't think he'll be able to get back around for another lap. There is no way. But yeah, ABR Murphy now. He can't improve. Unfazed, he's around 1/10 up on his best lap as I see Dyslexic is about to start his lap and just has... Let's see where his teammate currently sat in 10th at the bottom of the top 10. Doesn't get the best line through there, runs a bit wide. That gives him a good exit. Oh, he chooses to pit in. Dashes 1/10 down through the first sector. Let's check Dyslexic, he's also over 1/10 down through that first sector. Stubbsy's 4/10 up almost. And at the moment, he could claim provisional pole position here. Let's see then, coming through the penultimate corner now. We'll have to see how his final sector compares to Jasper's. Gets good traction out of that final corner though. DRS wide open. Is this enough to usurp his ABR teammate and get pole position? It is. By just under 1/10 of a second, 85 one thousandths of a second, he beats ABR Jasper to provisional pole position in the Renault. What can his teammate have to say about that though? Man who led briefly is 1/10 up in the first sector. As he opens the DRS now. Coming on to this long back straight. Brakes very late through there. Takes as much of that curve as possible. Straighten up the car to get a good exit. ABR C just improved by almost 3/10 to that. HRCR's lost time in that middle sector. He's only fractionally up, but this would be enough to put him ahead of Sitsi as it stands. Through loses the rear slightly, but that actually helps him rotate the car more. Struggles maybe on traction through there as we approach the penultimate corner now. Taking a bit of a wider line, straighten up the car for this final corner. Takes a wider line earlier on the power. And now DRS wide open, flat to the floor. Where is he going to go? And he takes P2. It's a Renault 1-2 as it stands. ABR Jasper isn't getting to the end unless I've got a timing glitch. He's not making this. Is there anybody currently on a lap? Murphy isn't, certainly. Our exclusive is about to start one then. Is there anybody else before I check? No. So I think our exclusive then. Takes turn 1 and 2 well, using as much of the track as he possibly can on the exit. But he has invalidated this in sector 1 then. Fortunately for him, as he retires from the session just now. Let's see, I'm not sure how this is going to work. These guys have been allowed to cross the line, so I think that there's a timing glitch on my end here. Same as ABR Jasper then, so let's go on board with him for these final lap, probably of the session. He's pretty high gears, but make a really good run through that first chicane. Really attacking the curbs through this first sector is Jasper. And it's paid off. He's around half a tenth up on his best lap. Gets a good exit coming onto this long back straight. Clobbers the curb. Coming through there. It's just Murphy at the moment. Who's not going to be in the top group then. But as we have ABR guys ready to improve. Jasper, 83 1,000ths of a second up. This would put him 2 milliseconds off that provisional pole time of ABR Stubbsy as it stands. Clips the curve there, straightens the car up as much as he can. It's crucial to get a good run through here. That's the car run out wide, not possibly the best run. But it's down to this final corner now. Nice traction at the final corner. And now coming across the line, can Jasper reclaim pole position? He can. Jasper right at the death of the session steals pole position ahead of his ABR teammate in Stubbsy. But with all due respect, that was an absolute whitewashing of Sync Motorsport there. It's an ABR 1 to 6. Only one of their people outside of the top 7, and that is Murphy. Sync really need to pull it together within the next 2 tracks if they want to have any kind of position here. Never say never, because anything can happen in League Racing, anything can happen in these, but that is an absolute whitewashing, in my opinion, from ABR. The race won't obviously be going ahead, even though we'll be loading in, but they'll just retire at the start. So these guys are just going to retire in a moment. But that was very impressive from ABR there. Very impressive, if I must say so myself. So as we wait then for these guys to ready up and eventually retire from France, we can move on to track number 2. Le Circuit de l'Autriche. It is what's the track name? Austria. Red Bull Ring, there you go. In Spielberg, Austria. The lights coming on. It won't matter, obviously, will it? Casual reminder on F1 2020 Open lobbies, it's going about as well as one. Oh my goodness, they have a massive crash. Quite entertaining actually watching that a little bit. So ABR take it in France then. Sync have to catch up, but they more than can catch up across the remaining 2 tracks. I remember when I was back with them, I think if one of our drivers hadn't lagged out, we would have ended up taking it against DRL. This is when both of their teams were in the prime. We had all CRG, Lutz, Sync Diggles, Tom 123, Dylan, Scuderia. All these fantastic names that were in Sync at the time. At the moment, just a shadow of its former glory. Just off that qualifying result from France. But they still have 2 tracks to turn it around here. Absolutely incredible time there. Maybe our Stubbsy to take the win. It's an 18-point set. No, I'm not even going to try to be sarcastic. As we wait then, we need to wait for the countdown here. I am only a spectator, so I can't do that. Let's wait to load back into the lobby then and reset for the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Let's wait at the moment. These guys getting straight back into it, readying back up. Did a practice session. I just got bored and joined them. And I think Jasper set a 2.6 with Stubbsy on pace for about a 2.7, 2.8. I'm not sure about any of the other guys though. It's just them in the lobby. So ABR Jasper takes the thing for ABR in race 1. Let's load into Austria. Should be seeing 4 runs from basically all of the drivers here today. I don't see a particular reason why we wouldn't see that. But obviously the weather is on dynamic, it's not on clear, so we could see rain here. We could. I don't think we will. It'll definitely be a rare occurrence, but 100% it is a possibility. Just waiting to load in here. Yeah, absolutely bone dry here then in Austria. As the timer, I'm about 15 seconds off, so I'll have to remember that. So will you. Get up to the leader again, that's just how I personally prefer to do it as we cycle through the names then. Wait for the first person to come out on track. Well, I can hear people. A lot of people getting ready. It's the Red Bull then of Vitinho. ABR, who will be the first to come out here then in Austria? You got Tsitsi, Stubbsy behind him, followed by the 2 AlphaTauris of John and Buckley, the Mercedes of Dasher. Everyone's coming out on track now. Of course, it's about 1 minute 2 second lap here. Only 62 seconds, so with 14 cars, you might see these guys get quite close together. Fingerboy might be having a clash with his teammate here. His sync teammate, but luckily all contact is avoided between them there. Who did I say was first out on track then? Vitinho? Brilliant, let's do what we did with Stubbsy and do that. HRC is the only man to have not come out on the track yet, which is confusing, but he's probably waiting for some more clear air. Oh, it's Vitinho! That is a terrible exit to start his lap. But it looks like he's going to carry on nonetheless. He loses it through turn 1 then. Let's go on board with Sitsi behind him. I'm not sure how to pronounce. I think it's Sitsi. Because we've got 6 viewers here in Austria. Hello guys, welcome to ABR versus Sync. Sitsi at the moment is, he will be the first person to set a lap, providing there are no invalidations. As apparently Murphy's on his out lap now. HRC still has yet to leave the pits. So he's probably going to wait for a lot of people. Looks to be yellow flag in that middle sector. It is the racing point of Fingerboy. 44-0 through that middle sector from Sitsi. A brilliant run as we come through these final 2 corners. So much better this game than last. They actually flow now. I'm not using all that inside curb, but getting a good exit out of the final corner. What lap times it going to be? It's a 3.067. almost beaten straight away by his teammate ABR Stubbsy in the Renault, who's only 100th of a second off. ABR Evans looks extremely close to that time though of Sitsi. We'll have to see how his final sector goes. It doesn't quite seem as clean, and he invalidates it. What would it have been? It would have been a 103.330. Jasper goes 36 thousandths of a second behind. Our exclusive goes half a hundredth down on him. Where times are getting close here in Austria. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So 6 thousandths of a second separate the top two. 100th of a second separates the top three, and less than half a tenth separates the top four here in Austria. It's the shortest lap of the season in terms of time anyway. In terms of length, I believe that title goes to Monte Carlo. But is there anybody currently on a lap? Murphy isn't. Is Fingerboy? Yes, Fingerboy is. As Vittino absolutely smashes it out the park here. 102.681 this early on in the session. That is an absolute cracker from the Red Bull driver. I don't suspect we'll see that being beaten anytime soon. It's a good middle sector from Fingerboy, although he's not got the grip coming out of the exit of turn 6, I believe that is. Yeah, as he boxes. But that just seemed to come out of nowhere for Vitinho, you know. He made a mistake on his first lap, but on his second, he smashed it. HRC now comes out of the pits, along with Dyslexia. Is there anyone? Jasper going back out for another lap. He's over 10th and half through that first sector. And he's almost 3 tenths up through the middle sector, but he has invalidated it. He's just gone a fraction wide. Just so unfortunate for the Williams driver. But let's go on board with HRC then. The man, he qualified 3rd in France. Can he be any higher here in Austria? Let's see. Is he going to the short pit straight? Sticks to the right hand side. Coming through turn 1, and he unfortunately invalidates it here. Buckley is on a lap. Let's watch him coming through turn 4. He locks up, gets a wide exit, and seems to lose it on traction. It's a nice run through turn 5, 6, no, 7, I believe. Going through 8th gear then. Braking about the 50-metre board. Let the rear of the car slide in there. From Sink Buckley. He's gone way out though on that curve for the exit. Just as you see now, about to start another flying lap. He might be blocked here though by his teammates, which he won't be. So close here between all the field. I say as Dyslexic goes P8 with a 103.627. Almost a second off what we've seen from Vittino in P1, but still a good lap nonetheless. ABR Evans in the Ferrari, the only person in a Ferrari powered car for this event. 15.7 first sector is pretty decent. Braking hard for turn 3. It's important to get a good exit, which he does. Really nice on the power. Straighten this kink out as much as you can. It's not a straight, but it's straight. Yeah. Locks up slightly through turn 4, but still gets a good exit. Not using as much of the track as he could be. Staying in 5th gear. So he'll let the car run out wide. Our 5th gear through one of the best corners on the calendar in my opinion. That feels so nice this game. Coming into the penultimate corner. Puts half of his car onto that curb. 5th gear through the final corner. DRS wide open. And it's up to the line in it's P5 for ABR Evans. Just a quick reminder. P2 to P6 is separated. What's that gap? 37 milliseconds. separates 5 cars. And as I say that, Jasper's 10th up through the first sector. If anybody's going to challenge that time of Vitinho, it will be him. He's almost 2 tenths up as we finish the middle sector. Let the car slide in there. This looks like it's going to put in P2 at least. For ABR, Jasper nails that final sector, final corner. Coming up to the line now. It's just off Vitinho. But he slots ahead of his teammate and behind the current provisional poleman. RX Clues has invalidated his lap. Murphy has 2. Dasher, I'm not sure if he's still on a lap. But as he is coming through these final 2 corners. Is he in AI mode? I'm not quite sure what's going on there with him. We go back on board with HRC, the only person from ABR who is yet to have set a lap. He has a big lock up through turn 4. Gets on the curb through acceleration, so that probably won't give him as good traction as he could possibly get. Sync Dasher has left the session as I thought he had. Oh, HRC onto the grass there. That will come in through the final sector. 9 viewers, hello to the 9 HRCs. And go again, he's going to reach to come in through the final corner, 5th gear. Let's give a lap of Austria on board with him here. Brakes for turn 1 and loses the car actually. He's having real problems under braking, this HRC. In the Renault, qualified 3rd out in France. He's not quite doing as well today as we see Buckley come out on his out lap. Who is that on a lap? I don't know, but Jasper is on one right now. Looking to usurp his ABR teammate, who's currently in the Red Bull. Less than a 10th separate them. And he looks on good pace to do it right now. He's going to be close, definitely. He's running out of fuel. It's Jasper coming through the final 2 corners. Nails it. Now, will this be enough from him? It's not. It's an improvement, but it's not enough to take down Vitinho. Stubbsy invalidates it there. I think he's just invalidated this and next lap. That would have been a 2.9 approximately, but obviously would have lost some time. ABR Evans now. Three-quarters of a 10th up. But that first sector doesn't quite get the line out of turn 3, but gets a nice slipstream here off ABR Murphy. Red Bull helping out the Ferrari driver here. That would never happen in real life. But Evans coming through turn 6 maybe? It depends what the class is. Kink. He's over a 10th and a half up. He's on track to take 3rd place providing nobody improves. Jasper low on fuel, trundling back to the pits. ABR Evans coming through this final corner, takes it fairly cautiously, powers it to the line, and he does indeed take that 3rd spot away from the man who I'm on board with now, ABR Thitzy. In the Williams, his teammate is a fraction off pole position. Can he challenge his teammate? Can he challenge for pole position? Takes a bit of a weird line coming out of turn 4. I have to admit that's not one I've seen before. Locks up coming into here. He's about half a 10th up, so he could use ABR Evans yet and reclaim that 3rd position back. We'll have to see. Coming through the final 2 corners, that looks to be a good line. 5th gear through that final corners. RX Clues goes just 10th off pole position in the Mercedes for Sync. Sitzi goes 7,000th of a second behind RX Clues. Murphy's about a 10th up on his lap, but he hasn't invalidated with that. That is lucky to get away with that. As he improves to 0.003 of a second off a 1:02. If I'm not mistaken, that is Charles Leclerc's pole lap from 2019 in the Ferrari. 15 viewers now watching. Hello everybody, how are you all? I don't know why I'm asking, I can't check the chat. Is anybody on a lap at the moment? HRC is, as it looks like he's about to get a slipstream from Jasper. These two both in the top 3 in France, and that is really going to benefit HRC. Their beautiful slipstream, coordinated by the ABR duo. Fourth gear uses a lot of that inside curve. He's just over a 10th up. I'm not 100% certain what his final sector was. Sticking to the right hand side of the track, all over that curve, breaking into the final 2 corners now. Use as much of that outside curve as he can get away with, and he goes just below ABR Murphy. It's all ABR top 8. Oh, except for RX exclusives. HRC has spun it coming out of turn 1. Jasper then, as Vitinho improves to a 1:02.587. Let's see if Jasper can do anything about that. He claimed pole position last time out in France. He's looking to do the same again here in Austria. It's definitely going to be close. So just a reminder for you all, in case, well, so it's Vitinho, Jasper, RX Exclusive, C, Evans, Murphy, HRC, Stubbsher, John MH, Unfazed, Buckley, and Dyslexic. If I was in this event, I'd currently be P5 with my personal best, but that's not the point. Jasper goes wide on that final corner. That's unlucky for him. It wouldn't have been enough to take pole position away from this man, Vitinho. It has still been a fantastic lap nonetheless. Let's see if there's a sync driver on the lap. Dyslexic. He is coming towards the end of the middle sector. Almost 0.6 up on his lap. He's had a fantastic middle sector he's picked up there. Clearly has a lot more compound than his first run. Interestingly, staying in 7th gear through there. Really revving out his gears in the McLaren. Bit twitchy corner, but where can he go now? It's P5. He's further broken apart that ABR wall. And now Stubbsy is in P9, but over 10th up already through that first sector. There's action going on all throughout the field as people try to set their final runs. Where is this for Stubbsy? Just over 0.2 up. The field is so close together you could split it. Well, you couldn't split it with a pack of cards. Oh, he's not got a very good penultimate corner there, has Stubbsy. But as he comes around the final corner to cross the line, he goes P7, matching the time of his Ferrari teammate ABR Evans. See what Jasper can do out of turn 3. Loses the back end of the car a little. Keep in mind there's actually 55 seconds as it stands because the clock isn't properly working from the start of this qualifying session. Jasper is desperate for a pole position here though. He really wants this. Although he is down through that middle sector, he has not improved. And at the moment it does not look like he'll be good enough to take this pole position. RX Exclusive. I'll come back to him in a moment. As ABR Jasper crosses the line, can he do it? No, he can't, but he improves on his lap. RX Exclusive now coming through turn 4. It's a lock-up. It's a nice run out of it. 6 to the right hand side now, coming through here, and he has invalidated. This is huge news for this event, as he was almost 0.2 up. Goes off track in frustration. City is not going to improve. Dyslexic might. Let's just go on board people, see who can improve here. Buckley Let's monitor his progress through this middle sector. He's just over a tenth up. HRT's down. Dyslexic then. Looks like the only challenger to the ABR at the moment. Is he going to challenge them further? No, he improves. Actually, he doesn't improve, sorry. Evans has invalidated. What does Stubbsy do? He's just over a tenth down and has invalidated his run. The John MH then, the only person not to set the lap, but he's a tenth down. Look how close this is throughout the field. Jasper could not take pole position in the end from Vitinho, but he's bringing it home in formation. Actually, no, it's not. That's John MH gone off track. Apologies for that. He's taken a first and a second. The second and third boys from France, and eighth. As Sync do push harder into that top 9 this time. They do have more people in it, with RX Clues and Dyslexic both featuring. Just as chaos here. Gone on at the end, it's just Fingerboy we're waiting for at the moment. It's Stubbsy, you okay, Stubbsy? Just waiting for Fingerboy to retire now. And I can give you the qualifying results then. It's John MH. Just avoid Stubbsy. It's absolute chaos going on here in Austria, isn't it? So, here we are though in qualifying. ABR Vitinho against ahead of the Williams of ABR Jasper in P2. The first sync driver of our excludes features in P3 ahead of Sitsi. In P4, Dyslexic is the second sync driver. In P5, followed by ABR Evans. In P6, the two McLarens, the two Renaults, sorry, of Stubbsy and HRC lock out the fourth row ahead of the final ABR driver of Murphy in P9. Fingerboy finishes out the top 10. With a 103.096 ahead of Dasher, John MH, Unfazed and Buckley, who round out the top 14, the only 14 drivers here in Austria. It's a better showing from Sync this time around, but they still can't punish into that. It seems like an impenetrable line at the moment that ABR has put up. They're really putting on a strong showing here. I think ABR are watching my stream, but I'm not 100% sure. Just waiting again, and let's see the chaos that's going to occur here. It should be entertaining to watch for the viewers, and I'm certainly looking forward to watching this a little bit. And let's see what happens here then. Oh my goodness. How many people? We've got 4 people left. Made that 3. Buckley smashed into the wall. Be right back, guys. So it's Dasher who takes it then. A wonderful turnaround for Sicknet, I'm joking. Let's not start this again. ABR take it again. 4 rounds to these guys on an absolute streak right now. Again, I do have to wait for this to calm down. Who's actually winning according to the standings right now? ABR Stubbsy, absolute legend, winning at the moment. With the third and final track of Great Britain, going on next, Silverstone. As it looks like we'll get straight back into it again here. Waiting a tiny bit, but yeah. As half the field is now ready up, there's 5 spectators in case you're wondering. It's myself, Kiziwato, Callum, TW Boraps and Diggles. So 2 Sync, 2 ABR, and obviously myself commentating for this. As you have just one more track to go then. Great Britain. I know Sync tend to be strong here. From what I've seen in the past. But anything can happen. If I've learnt anything, that's what I know. So never make assumptions. And again, scorching afternoon here in Silverstone to round out the 3 tracks. 2 seconds. That's me, sorry, I had to sneeze. As you can see, Buckley is coming out. A lot of guys are coming out immediately here. Might not be seen for runs from quite as many people. Pardon me. Buckley then, he's the first start on track in the Alpha Tower. He's got a clear track ahead of him. Which also means that he will be the first person that I spectate on a flying lap unless Stubbsy can overtake him. We've got a premature battle coming on here already. Here in ABR versus Sync. Stubbsy might be trying to use Buckley for some slipstream. Usually meant to downshift there, Stubbsy, mate. This is how you get the frames glitch, by the way. Don't know if you can tell the difference between that and that. But yeah, that's what causes it. So then, it is gonna look like it's gonna be Buckley, formerly FRA, of course. See how many people here have formerly been in FRA? 1, 2, 3, 4. That being Evans, Buckley, Fingerboy, and ABR Stubbsy. But so on board then with Buckley. He's about to start through Stone. Coming to the final corner to start his lap through Vale he goes. Coming through Abbey, it's important to take as much curb as he can while straightening out the car. Fingerboy just comes out the pit behind him. First sector is one that's difficult to get right. He's not using his ERS here, is Buckley. Interestingly, is that in an effort to maybe get better traction or save the ERS later in the lap? I'm not quite sure. As he approaches the end of the first sector, it's a 26.9, which is decent, but not quite the level you would expect. I'm not sure what he's doing with his ERS here, sorry. Definitely confusing. But let's go along with it nonetheless. Flat out through cops here. So satisfying to watch it, cars from that angle go through there. Of course, easily flat out on 2020 as opposed to 2019, where you had to get it perfectly with a perfect setup. It's the 1.8 after the middle sector, so he looks like he's going to be on forecast for a 24.9, maybe a 25.0. Unless he can nail at this final sector, which at the moment he looks to have done. Through Stowe, how will he go through Vale and then Clog? It's a 25.101 for St. Buckley. Not the best lap, is immediately thwarted by ABR Stubbsy and then ABR Vitinho in the Red Bull, who claims provisional pole yet again. Titsi is in P3. There's HRC in the Renault. Takes provisional pole position for himself. Evans goes second fastest. Let's see, where does our exclusive go? He goes P4. Who have we got to cross the line? Jasper goes P4 now. Murphy goes P6. So it's close throughout the field here. But impressive so far from HRC, certainly. He looks to have stepped up a bit more from Austria, a bit more comfortable with the setup now. Of course, he was sliding around towards the end of that. John MH crosses the line now. It's a 24.901 only. Can't break into the 24.8 or higher, but what about Fingerboy? What can Fingerboy do here? Let's go off board with him through cops. Again, such a satisfying camera angle in my opinion to watch that. Same as through Maggots and Beckett. You can see the direction change. Oh, that's such a terrible camera angle as Fingerboy spun the car around. And he's damaged his front wing as he spins through Beckett. Who is that behind? Oh, that's ABR Murphy, isn't it? Yeah. I couldn't see another Red Bull, my eyes were blind. Yeah, Fingerboy bottled his lap, unfortunately. Then John MH is off the track. ABR Murphy has ran out of fuel here in Britain. Coming through Stowe at only 97 miles per hour. You can make it, you can make it. Whee. Dasher really the only person to concentrate on then, as he almost loses it on his outlap going through cops. He will be the next person who we will ride on board with. Everybody else comes into the pits then. Everybody else is in the pits. It's just him out on track. And as I say that, a Red Bull is coming onto the track of ABR Vitinho. He claimed pole position last time out in Austria. I don't remember where he was in race 1. In the top 6, certainly though. Well, let's go on board with Sync Dasher then. 3 Club. Just touches that curb. He's taking quite a bit over to the left. Taking quite a wide run through Abbey. Coming through turns 3 and 4 now. I'm not sure the name of this. I think it's Woodcut or Luffield, I don't know. GRS wide open then on the Wellington straight. Stream's been going for just over An hour now, 26.9 first sector from Dasher. Isn't the greatest here in Silverstone. But he's got 2 more sectors to make up for that as he loses it coming out of Woodcut. Forgive me, I don't know. That coming through Cops then. Flat out. Although he does invalidate it on the exit, he didn't quite have enough turn in there. Coutinho, they're miles ahead of anybody else right now on track. About to set a flying lap. We'll go silent for a minute and let you hear the engine audio. Apologies guys for that. I saw ABR Evans has gone on to provisional pole position. Apologies, I'm just sorting out a few stuff with management in FRA as it stands. Our exclusives fractionally up through the first sector on a lap time that he's already set. Just have a good run out of there. Stick as much of the right side, almost clobbering the wall as it come up towards Cops, flat out. Good grip throughout the corner. We approach Maggots and Beckett now. Just over a 10th up. This could be good enough for third, maybe even second, depending on how good this final sector is. So McLaren coming across the line, just like it goes B7. Plotted between Murphy and Stubbsgate, the ABR boys. As our exclusive now goes just off pole position. That's a cracking final sector, only 31 thousandths of a second. cracker from our exclusive. Vitinho then, what can he do? He's over a 10th up already through that first sector. And it looks like he's scrapped the ERS tactic that Buckler was also trying. Coming up towards Cops now. Let's go with this offboard shot. Oh, that's a different offboard shot. You can see how bumpy it is coming through there. Offboard shot. It looks like he's going to get some good slipstream here from ABR Stubbs. He's almost 4/10 up on a lap time that he needs, and with that slipstream too. Let's just hope he doesn't invalidate it through Stowe. Gets it almost perfect through there. Now coming up through Vale, it's important to get a good exit here. He's absolutely going to smash that pole position time. It's a 23.848, 3/10 ahead of anybody else. That's a cracker from Vitinho. He took pole last time out in Austria, and he looks well on his way to get pole position here in Britain. Let's see if anybody can say anything about that. Coming to Maggots Beckett now. The HRC, he unfortunately invalidates it. Dasher coming across the line. Where does he go? It's only P13. Forcing Dasher, unfazed. He's almost 4/10 up on a lap time that he set. So it looks like Dasher's about to be put into last there, with not much time to do anything about it. Unfazed then, coming through the final chicane. Pardon me, coming up towards Vale. As he crosses the line now, he's set a 24.534, slots himself into P9, and St. Dasher is put into last place. Stubbsy P6 24.296. That's a good effort from him in the Renault. Is anybody considerably through on their lap? Jasper, sorry I missed that, ladies and gentlemen, went second. First, second in these qualifyings would not be a bad effort indeed for ABR Jasper. Murphy is almost a 10th up through the first sector. He was last out of the ABR boys in France. Looks to have resurrected that place though in Austria and Britain. He's doing a good job here. But Team ABR, not been bad by any means. But ABR, Sync, ABR especially, they've just been on a whole other level here today. Absolute domination. Gets really nice through Chapel and stuff though. Only a 10th up though. So his position might not change, or he could be put up into the top 5. We'll have to see what happens there. He double shifts up to 7th gear. I'm not sure whether that was intentional. Locks up coming into Vale. Straightens the car up as much as possible on the exit. One of the most annoying chicanes to navigate, and he does go up into P5. Only 200th of a second off Sync RX Clues. Let's see, is there anybody else? Maybe our Stubbsy, I think, is about to start one. John MH goes up into P9. And how about Fingerboy? What is Fingerboy on? What is Jasper on? Jasper's on a lap. Fingerboy's on a lap. Let's see what happens to Jasper here. Jasper's and Fingerboy has lost it. Maybe else to see. Few tenths up. Coming out of that middle sector. So again, this could put him into the top 8. Only one Sync driver ahead of ABR drivers. That's our exclusive. Who's doing a stellar job for the Sync Motorsport boys. Is it a good enough job though? Let's see where Sitzy goes. Coming out of this final corner, P9, that's a good effort from ABR 60. So it's dyslexic at the moment. Just ahead of him. John MH not doing well at the moment. Like, let's watch Vitinho then. Let's see what he can do. Coming through Abbey then, straighten the car up as much as possible. Stick as much to the inside as you can. Brake in late, hard for this corner. He's interestingly using non-ERS through here, probably in effort to get a better traction. I've not personally seen that, I'll have to have a further look into it. And now, coming to the end of Sector 1, he's almost a 10th up already on his lap time. Keep in mind that is one that got him pole position by almost 0.3 of a second still. So it looks like he's going to be unchallenged. The only person who can stop him, as it seems right now, is himself. Let's see, the next person to cross the line will be a Renault. Not sure which one it is at the moment. Let's see how Vitinho lines up through that middle sector. He's over a 10th up now. HRC goes P3. That was him then. I really hope he can improve on this lap. Vitinho, and he doesn't. That's unlucky from him. ABR Evans, he's almost a 10th up. Where can he go? He slots himself into P2. Fantastic last gasp effort there from him. Is there anybody else yet to set a lap? No, there is not. So there we have it, folks. It's ABR 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. So Vitinho then 2 pole positions. Jasper with his 1. That's a cracking effort from him. He's been unstoppable throughout the past 2 qualifying sessions. Jasper had the pace advantage in France, but ever since Vitinho has took off and really stepped up for ABR Esports here, who have dominated all throughout qualifying. The races next week is where points will be scored. But for now, it looks like ABR are in a very good position to take this comfortably here ahead of Sync Motorsport. Fantastic effort from everybody in both teams. But it's ABR who take it here. So it's ABR Vitinho who takes it for the second race in a row ahead of the Ferrari of ABR Evans in P2. Jasper, the pole sitter from France, lies at P3 here. He's gone 1, 2 and 3 in qualifying sessions. XHRC lines up in P4 ahead of the Sync driver of our Exclusive in P5. ABR Murphy is in P6 in the Red Bull, followed by Stubbsy in P7, the man who qualified second in France. Dyslexic is the second Sync driver. He's done a good job here for them. In P8, just over a 10th and a half behind Stubbsy. And we've got to see the final ABR driver ahead of John MH, who rounds out the top 10 with Unfazed, Fingerboy Buckley and Dasher, who close out the grid here for ABR versus Sync. Sync has definitely put up a good fight. Our Exclusive and Dyslexic have been impressive throughout, but ABR have just been on a whole other level here in qualifying. Fantastic effort from all their drivers. Like I said, the races where points are scored, but they look very set to take it. I won't be able to stream next week. Problem is, the FRA Cup will be on, but I will definitely be watching and finding out what happens between these two teams next week. Maybe I should take it fairly easily, based off what I've seen in qualifying, but anything can happen in league racing. Bad luck can strike anyone at any time. Never say never in league racing. Just wait until these guys have had their chaos, and then I will quit the stream. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. It's 5 red lights. And he's already crashed. Let's go on board with Jasper. What's going on with Jasper? And it's already got wing damage. Further on, oh my goodness. How do you follow this? How do you commentate over what goes on here? As there is a safety car. I think quite a few of these guys are in AI and stuff. So yeah, it's ABR who take it comfortably then in the 3 races. I think only 5 times was an ABR driver in the top 7, which is very, very impressive. No, was a sync driver in the top 7, sorry. Compared to obviously about over 20, or roughly, with ABR. ABR celebrating here. Premature victory, but we've seen this week, premature victories aren't always the best way to go. Trump and Biden obviously having their elections this week. That'll be coming to a close. Hopefully sometime tonight. John MH and Stubbsy look like they want to have a battle. But anyway, guys, this has been Toby Griffiths. It's been a pleasure commentating over Sync versus ABR. They're qualifying. I will be streaming again on Saturday for URL and Sunday in ERN at Hungary for both tracks as Stubbsy clatters the wall. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Toby Griffiths, and see you next time. Goodbye.